We've come to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a city depressingly ranked one of the worst places in the US to be black. African Americans here face vastly higher rates of poverty and unemployment. At the Park Lawn Assembly of God, the songs sound full of hope. But in a year wrought by unrest over racism and a pandemic that's disproportionately killed members of this community, they want their voices heard in Washington. And outside church, there's the chance to do just that.
Should I just put it in here?
Cookie Taylor is casting her vote early.
This administration is racist, and I must say, and this pandemic has uncovered what the African Americans and the brown people and the minorities in this country have always known. It is systemic, and he is a hate baiter.
Others are still undecided.
And I was thinking about voting Republican too because, I'm in between right now.
For mother of three, Marshall, police reform is a key issue.
You're the mother of sons. How do you feel about their future?
See there you go. Now we're talking. That's why it's important for me to get out there and vote, because I do have African American sons, and I do have to teach them how to protect themselves.
This bridge symbolises the segregation that still scars this city, once separating black and white neighbourhoods. In the 60s, people marched along here fighting discrimination. Decades on, and Black Lives Matter protests have been held here. The battle against systemic racism, now a central theme in this election.
In the last election, turnout among Milwaukee's black voters was low, seen as one of the reasons why Trump took this swing state with a tiny margin.
Because racism happens everywhere. And so we're
In a neglected neighbourhood sits a beautiful community garden. I talked to a family about life under the 45th president, a man often accused of fanning the flames of hate.
Most of the people in my world, all of the black people in my world, 145 out of office. But we're also not deceived and buying into that if Biden is elected, that this country is going to magically change for us.
Do you have much trust in the system?
Trust? Not really.
Right now, I do not trust the system.
While Sojourner is afraid there'll be violence if Trump loses.
I'm fearful for what's going to happen if in November and thereafter, because people really believe what he's saying, and he has a following that is putting a lot of us, especially black people, brown people, immigrants, all of us in jeopardy.
2020 has exposed the deadly legacy of decades of racial inequality in the US. Now, voters here will help decide the direction the country takes over the next 4 years. Rebecca Barry, News at 10, Milwaukee.